What happens when you put a well-composed CEO and a newly single, drunk actress in the same car? They get yeeted off a bridge. That's not a spoiler. It literally happens in the middle of the first episode. I also want you to know what would happen if you hit that like and subscribe button. I bet you're going to get more recommendations like this one. It's a win-win situation for both of us. Now, on with this video. If you aren't new to reading webcomics, then you're probably well-versed with the CEO trope. You know, the cold, mysterious, wealthy, dark-haired young man who got the CEO title from either his father or he actually worked for it from the ground up. You probably got 7 different characters in mind as I was describing it to you. We know that trope all too well. We've seen it multiple times. And yet, we still love it so much. We eat that trope so hard. And there should be a separate genre for all of the pieces of fiction created with a character that fits that description. That's not all. How about the female lead who just got broken up with and is currently stuck between a rock and a hard place? It's either you love to hate that trope or you hate to love it. But if you're just getting into manga, manhwa, or webcomics in general, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. And you probably think it isn't a good idea to be involved with any person that fits those descriptions. But just like in any good story, we love a good character development arc. Lifesaving Romance by Happy Books to You takes you on a journey with a cold, mysterious CEO male lead and a desperate yet very determined female lead. Yes, these are some very familiar tropes and character dynamics. You might be wondering, what makes this story different from all the other ones with the exact same trope? If I'm being honest, I don't know just yet. With only 8 episodes out on Webtoon right now, there's not much to go off of. But a clever little gimmick that I'll gladly continue to wait and see more of is that Mr. Male Lead needs Miss Female Lead to live. Quite literally, he'd die without her. For you to know why that is, go read it for yourself. It's a very interesting series of events. I personally think that's why the story is called Lifesaving Romance. Get it? Because she's basically saving his life. Anyway, if you want to read this webcomic yourself and don't want it to be ruined by spoilers, go ahead and don't say I didn't warn you of spoilers. The story follows a very diligent actress named Yoo-hong Kim. She isn't famous yet. She's only taken up side characters and minor roles, but she believes she's going to get there. And to be honest, I believe her too. She is determined, she's driven, and her love for acting shows. You have to be on a different level of professional and passionate when you work with your cheating ex-boyfriend of 9 years and your junior whom he cheated on you with. If that wasn't bad enough, he turns your tragic love story into the actual plot of the drama you're cast in. If she could work well in that kind of environment, then I believe she can do anything she sets her mind to. I'm just surprised this isn't her villain origin story. On the other side of the ring, we have Kang Il Lee, the CEO of a pharmaceutical company that's on the brink of bankruptcy due to the works of his lying and manipulative ex-girlfriend. When we first meet him, he genuinely seems like a good guy, just doing everything he can to save himself and his company. Then, as if hell froze over with a push of a button, he's suddenly this two-faced, harsh-speaking, cocky businessman who would do literally everything to save himself and his company. What's that I see in the distance? It's a bright red flag waving around, telling us to abort the mission and save ourselves. I know, it's still too early to tell. There's a lot of room for character development, and I hope to God there is. But if there isn't, I know some of you are colorblind and would still root for him regardless. So how did their worlds collide? How did the prince meet the pauper? Let me tell you, it was as chaotic as it was unexpected. When Yoo-hong decides to get drinks by herself after a stressful day at work, she ends up meeting Kang Il Lee, who hijacked the cab she was in on her way home. We soon see that Kang Il is being chased by what Yoo-hong assumes to be gangsters, and in a desperate attempt to escape his pursuers, he steers the car onto an unfinished bridge and into the water. Yoo-hong, trying her best to escape the situation, grabs the first thing she can hold and then frantically attempts to swing it at Kang Il, only to end up stabbing herself with what turns out to be a syringe filled with the treatment to save Kang Il's life. Wanting to save face, avoid getting charged, and the treatment swimming inside our female's lead veins, Yoo-hong agrees when Kang Il hires her to be his fiancée. The catch is, she isn't playing herself. She's supposed to be an elegant French heiress to a noble family. This is a high-risk, high-reward situation where the stakes are the CEO's life, his company, and her career. If you look at it from both sides, they're both on the losing end. On one hand, we have a struggling actress who desperately needs the money, putting up with her fake fiancé's crazy, elite lifestyle and rudeness. On the other hand, we have an equally desperate CEO, placing the fate of his company and his overall life into the hands of a woman he just met. They are both truly struck between a rock and a hard place. Does this seem like something that would tickle your fancy? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell while you're at it. And if you're interested in hearing my personal thoughts on this webtoon, stick around until the end of the video. In all honesty, with just 8 episodes so far, Lifesaving Romance doesn't offer anything new with its character tropes, and the plot would often get tossed around almost incoherently. But there's something so interesting and so amusing about seeing these characters interact whenever they're put into a situation you know they're not supposed to be in. You get to see these characters act according to how they're written, not when the readers want them to act. They're charming, and we can't help but cheer for them when they've done something for themselves or the other person, because they're both just in unlucky and horrible circumstances right now. Small key elements to the plot are presented every now and then, but not fully explained, making us want more and wait patiently to see where this goes. If this turns out to be a slow burn type of romance, then 8 episodes are far too few for me to make a solid opinion and review on this. But if popular character tropes with a quirky and chaotic twist are your cup of tea, then you're in for a treat with this one. And that's it. If you want more recommendations on what to read or watch, visit our channel and check out our other videos. We publish new videos every week. So if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments down below. We would love to know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next one.